Hello and good morning, everyone. I am probably muted. No, I think I'm actually not muted for once. So hello and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We are, honestly, we're just killing time until Pokemon Legends ZA comes out because that's all we're looking forward to right now. So I was like, what can we do until Pokemon comes out? And there's just nothing. There's nothing we can do until Pokemon comes out. So here we are. We are waiting patiently and nicely until we can have our Pokemon game. We will be doing a long stream tomorrow to play said Pokemon game. So we're just, again, we're just killing time until we can play Pokemon. Because I'm so hyped. I love the first Legends. That is the only Nuzlocke I have successfully ever fully completed was a Pokemon Legends Arceus Bidoof only Nuzlocke. So I'm very hyped for the chance at some new Nuzlocking, the chance for some new Pokemon, you know, all that sort of thing. So hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me this morning as we figure out what we are going to do until the big Pokemon day comes. Alright, let's see how well this does against this. Let's hit it. Did it do any... Ooh, okay. It one-shot... I didn't know it could one-shot that guy and launch him up into the air, so that is some fancy cooking there. That missile silo is earning its keep on this mission. All right. All right, we're making some moves. We're schmoving. Blow that guy up. Get that guy out of here. There we go. Now we destroy everything. Wow, it even blew up the tower. I didn't think you'd get the tower too. We made a good move by bringing that thing in here. We're making good moves. Destroy that. Destroy that. Got a few shots left. Where is the... I don't see the... No, get out of there. Get out of there. There should be some more things for us to destroy over there, and I don't see any more things for us to destroy, so maybe they're on the other side? We'll have to teleport over? I don't know yet, so... Good morning, everyone. Happy... today is Wednesday. We're almost through the month. It's almost time for Halloween. Although we were in the craft store yesterday, and they had all the Christmas stuff was already out. Like you could get a Christmas tree, Christmas garlands. So if you're like me, you know we're already past Halloween. It is now time to start focusing on Christmas time. Very, very excited for that. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's what we were looking for. Is over here. This last thing. Let's get that taken out. Perfect, and then let's get out of here. That's one down. I love Christmas, so I'm very happy to see that the Christmas stuff is coming out. It's time to start decorating. Time to start listening to Christmas music. I absolutely love all of that. If any of y'all are talking, my chat must not be updating because I don't see any chats from y'all. And unless no one's talking, I mean, it's definitely possible that no one is saying anything. But usually y'all are a little bit more talkative in the mornings. So someone put something in chat so I can know if you're there. Lepet, thank you. I legitimately didn't know whether or not people were talking because I see y'all there. I see y'all lurking. Nothing wrong with that. But usually you're a little more chatty first thing in the morning, you know? Okay. Let's see. Where is that command bunker? Dex, it is not 8 yet. It is not 8 yet. You see, what happened was I woke up early. And I was like, you know, maybe I'm lucky. And I went and grabbed my Switch 2, and I was like, maybe they launched Pokemon Legends ZA just a little bit early, right? Like, maybe we can sneak onto it early this morning and enjoy Pokemon Legends ZA. And the answer is no, it didn't come out early. I don't know why I would ever expect it to come out early, but I was like, okay, well, since we can't play that, I don't really feel like playing anything else because that's the only thing I want to play right now, so... So I just booted this up to start playing this because it's we're wasting time until Pokemon Legends come out because that's what we really want to play. Really bad. All right, we are rocking these objectives left and right this morning. Woo. Okay, they're mad. They big mad. That's okay. They have every right to be big mad. I've kind of been absolutely rocking their stuff lately. Let's get a vantage point. I don't know where the thingy is that we're looking for, but maybe if we get up, can't get up there. I'm also excited. I talked a little bit about it, but I got Def Jam Fight for New York. Emmy gave that to me. It was my, it was a birthday gift for my birthday along. It took a while to ship out here, but we finally got it. So we're going to be doing a review of Def Jam Fight for New York here soon, which I'm absolutely excited to get to do. All right, let's blow this thing up so it doesn't kill me on accident. So we'll be playing that ASAP, but Pokemon first. Pokemon and then Fight for New York. Alright, these other guys better to start doing something. I've done 4 objectives already. They're going to run out of things to do at this rate. I am just killing it on this mission. Ooh, okay. Okay, this is something I've wanted to try for a while, so since we're out here, let's do a little bit of testing things out. So there's that base all the way over there, and I'm curious how far my missile silo can actually reach. Like, can I hit those guys way over there with this? Oh, they blew it up already. Well... We're still gonna try. Okay, let's point right there. Let's see if this hits. Okay, so it really does have unlimited range. That is great to know. Jonathan's here. Good morning, Jonathan. It is a good morning. Like I said, we're just wasting time until Pokemon Legends ZA comes out, but I'm doing fairly good this morning. You know, I'm happy to be here. I have tomorrow off of work, so we can play Pokemon Legends ZA and do a special stream. So, you know, today's my last day of work for the week, which is excellent. There is a big protest going on this weekend that I cannot wait to go to. I love doing photography at protests. You get like great funny signs. You get great moments of humans and stuff. I'm always a little worried that you know, that things will get out of hand and that the police will come and start pepper spraying people. And I know this probably is cowardly, but I like to imagine I can hide behind my camera. You know, wearing the camera means that I am press and that I won't be bothered because they're not supposed to attack the press. I'm fairly certain that it will not actually protect me, but you know, I like to think that maybe, just maybe, my press badge will keep me safe if they walk around and start pepper spraying people. But also, on the other hand, you know, getting a up close and personal shot of being pepper sprayed might, you know, get featured in Time magazine or something. You know, like that raw emotion and pain is just the right thing to get featured in a magazine. So, you know, maybe if I get pepper sprayed, it's not the end of the world. Maybe it's gets me into National Geographic. So whatever happens, happens. You can't hide from pepper spray. Oh, I know, and I know that when the BLM stuff was ongoing, I know that there were police who were specifically targeting journalists. Like you have a camera. Well, then we're gonna mace you first. I disagree with that. I don't know. Oh, maybe not. I didn't see that one there. Okay, they got me fair and square. So we'll see what happens. You know, right now in Portland, which I'm not in Portland, but I'm close to Portland. You know, right now they've got the whole. Oh, this is not good. Okay, we're on this way. Everyone's dressing up in frog suits and taunting ICE while dressed up as frogs. So, you know, we've got some pretty brave people out here. So I'll be interested to see if they keep that up. Oh, they destroyed the thing, the missile silo. That was bad. That was bad timing right there. I'll tell you what. I kind of do want a frog suit, but I'm pretty sure that if I wear a frog suit, that will upset the police, because it seems to be really upsetting ICE when people are wearing the frog suits right now. So. All right, there we go. We got another mission down. Got one left to go. You gotta get the Waffle Knights to act once in Space Marine 2 when Titus raises the banner and Calgar rescues them. Whenever he's got the 2 Bulwark bodyguards, I would love nothing more than to have some Waffle Knights in real life. I've talked about this a few times, you know, the male loneliness epidemic, but for some reason, you know, I cannot keep friends in real life. Like, I don't know if it's just like they smell the autism on me, or if I'm just a bad friend or what, but there is only one person who I'm not related to or married to who texts me first. And that's Dex. Like, outside of that, if I want to talk to someone, I have to text them first. No one else will text me first, and I don't know why. So I would love to have some, you know, Waffle Knight bodyguards, some loyal friends to hang out with and play Dungeons and Dragons with in person, or go to the pinball arcade that's near us and play some pinball. I would absolutely love that, but it's just not meant to be. And you know, not to say that it's pointless to try and find friends, but specifically for me, I think it's minorly pointless right now, since Emmy and I are trying to have kids. Because, you know, once you have kids, any semblance of free time you thought you would have, from my understanding, is going to be gone for at least the first 2 or 3 years, right? It gets easier as they get a little bit older, but you know, those first couple years, there's no hope of a social life. So maybe it's just not the right time in my life. All right, what do we got here? We've got a base. Okay, I can hit that thing from here. Boom! I'm gonna be honest, I doubt you're a bad friend. You're an amazing guy. I'd wager you're an even better friend. Not everything. Definitely not everything's meant to be. That is 100% true. That is. It's always heartbreaking when you're like on Reddit or any like the forums and you see like 15, 16-year-olds talking about how they have like this huge group of friends, or like we have 20 people in our friend group and we're gonna be friends forever, and you just like, you don't want to break their heart, but you know, oh honey, you're as soon as you graduate, you are never gonna see those people ever again. Like, truly. And granted, maybe I'm just traumatized from my experience, because, like, when I was in high school, all of my friends, most of my friends to all of my friends were bad friends. When it came to summer break, I wouldn't talk to any of my friends for 3 months because we weren't in class. So they just, oh, he's not here, so he's not there to talk to. Like, no one would pick up the phone and call me. It's awful. Do you think the male loneliness epidemic is mostly self-imposed, not really a thing, or am I too woke? The male epidemic, the male loneliness epidemic, is a real thing. It's undeniable that it exists. Is it self-imposed? Some of it. Definitely some of it is self-imposed. There's definitely the whole, like, incel crowd that is very bad about causing them to be that way. But there's also, I mean, it's simple math also, right? So, like, I'll use myself as an example. I work 10 to 12 hour days. So in a 24-hour day, that's literally half the day is gone already. So out of 24 hours, 12 hours is dedicated to work. Then you've got to feed yourself, clothe yourself, you've got to bathe, you got to do all those things. And, you know, most of us, especially now that you're in my age bracket, we have family. So realistically, you only have like 1 or 2 hours a day to hang out. So, like, I do believe that is also at least a part of the problem, is that there's just not enough time for your average person to ever truly meaningfully do things with other people. And, like, you can make time for other people, definitely, but it's one of those things of, okay, it's going to have a cost with it, right? If I want to hang out with this person, that means I get less time with my wife, or less time with my hobbies, or whatever it may be. And I think that there is a lot of people who are unwilling to sacrifice anything for other people. And that goes into it as well. It's like, okay, well, you know, I need to sacrifice my video game time or my hobby time if I'm going to hang out with other people, and they're not willing to do that. So it is a self-created problem in some ways, but not every way. Even if I'm just your viewer, you can always message me if you need anything. You got something on your mind, I'm always happy to chat for you. Same goes for Dex, by the way. Dex is an unwilling participant in those conversations. I appreciate it, Jonathan. I do. I might hit you up on that. I do need more people to talk to. Dex gave me his phone number under duress and regrets it every single day. So, because I'll wake up and I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna text Dex today. I'm gonna text him some random thing like the lawn Furby, or I'm gonna text him about yesterday was actually a better conversation. Yesterday we were talking about some lady made a TikTok saying that we shouldn't use the word spooky anymore because it's a racial slur. And, like, I understand that word has had meaning in the past, but also, like, language evolves, and I feel like our language has evolved so far beyond it that when someone calls something spooky, they're not even consciously aware that could be perceived as a slur. And so we were talking about that whole conversation. So, you know, that was a more intelligent conversation, but most of the time I'm trolling him about Pokemon or something of that nature, you know? So all right, let's finish up this base and get out of here. It is interesting, though, like, just how language evolves. Every few months for my work, we have to take a class on, like, sensitivities, you know, the sensitivity trainings and all those sort of things. And it is always fascinating to me how many people are unaware of the words they're saying and the meaning behind those words. And so we will always have, in these trainings, people will talk about, like, the word... I'm going to say this word because we are talking about it. I am not in agreement of this word, but, like, for example, we'll take I got gypped. And there are so many people who are just unaware of, like, what do you mean that's an offensive thing? That's just a saying. Like, no, there's that is a whole history of that word, and I understand that you're maybe ignorant of where that word comes from, but it's amazing how many people are out here using these harmful words and slurs and stuff without even realizing the history behind the words that they're using. And it's always a fascinating thing to me to watch how language evolves in that way. It's one of my favorite things to watch is language evolving. And that's why even I know some people get really mad about like the whole skibbity riz bop bop 6-7 like language slang that kids use, but it's also kind of fascinating to watch words get new meanings in like real time, right? Like even things that are harmless, like no cap, like that's such a fascinating thing how that has now become like everyone under the age of like 40 knows that means that's about lying, right? No lie. Arsalan, good morning. So it's fascinating to me to watch those words become something in real time. All right, do we have everything done? I believe we've gotten the whole map done. So let's skedoodle. Speaking of skedoodle, this is one of those how does my mind work? It reminded me of Scooby-Doo for some reason. Someone made a video if could Light Yagami from Death Note defeat the Scooby Gang before they catch him? And I thought that was such an absurd and ridiculous thing, but then the more you think about it, you're like, well, you know, Light is supposed to be this absolute super genius, but we all know that Light Yagami is not a genius in any way, shape, or form. And then so you got the Scooby Gang, who they're used to the paranormal and the outrageous and things like that, so they wouldn't rule out the existence of the Death Note. You've got Fred, who knows all about traps and hiding things and like things of that nature, so Light's different like ways of hiding the Death Note would be ineffective. You got Velma, who's actually a super genius. You've got Shaggy, who knows Shaggy's real name, right? Like, Light wouldn't be able to stop Shaggy because it's not like Shaggy's going to go up to him like, oh, hello, my name is Norville Roberts III. Like, so it's actually a decent question to ask. Could Light Yagami take on the Scooby Gang? Now I want to know. Now I want to put other fictional characters, like who could and could not take on Light Yagami is going to be my next like hyperfixation of trying to figure out who could and couldn't take out Light. I also saw, did y'all see Avatar: The Last Airbender is getting a fighting game? Like a straight up 2D Tekken-esque fighting game? Like, it's a brilliant idea. It wouldn't be my first choice for an Avatar game. You know, I would much prefer a different kind of Avatar game. But, you know, a fighting game's not a bad idea. They said there's going to be 12 fighting characters. I believe it might be like Virtua Fighter, like it's a 3D, 2D or 3. I don't know which one it is. It might be a like 3D in the way like Virtua Fighter, like it's not an open world or anything, but you've got like an arena to fight in, so it might be like a 3D Virtua Fighter style. But I'm pretty sure it's like I thought it was more like Street Fighter, where it's just like a one-on-one flat environment, one dimension to fight on. Have Insomniac make an Avatar game. Here's the thing. Here's your license to print money. And we're gonna see it. Someone is making a Grand Theft Auto clone with anime girls and the Spider-Man web swinging mechanic. Brilliant. That is gonna sell like gangbusters. That's all they need to do. Give me Give me the open world of like Ba Sing Se to explore, make your own Bender, and just explore like that. The money, that is money right there. Instead, they give their money to M. Night Shyamalan, who makes the worst possible Avatar movie in existence. And here's the thing: is like Avatar has been, pardon the phrase, Avatar has been pooping the bed real bad on their video games. They made The Hunt for Something, which was like a kids style Avatar game that was really bad. They made a mobile game that was like Clash of Clans but with Avatar that was really bad. Like they cannot make a good video game to save their life for some reason. It's so easy. Avatar is such a brilliant world. It's got great lore. It's got wonderful content. Like, how can you not make a good video game with that? You would think that they would figure it out by now, but they still can't figure out how to make a good video game out of the Avatar world. Heck, you could clone League of Legends. There's enough characters in there that you could have a League of Legends MOBA style. You've got the main gang, and then you can throw in, Azula, Azulon, Avatar, Roku, all the other previous avatars, the Boulder. Like, there are so many characters in that world. You could very easily fill up a whole roster for a MOBA style game. So like the options are there. I have to imagine at this point, like they just hate money. Like they just must hate money. Burke, good morning. Jimmy, afraid of spending money on a half decent creative studio? Okay, we're gonna rant about that. In the big Pokemon leaks, the really big Pokemon leak that is currently ongoing, it was leaked that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had a budget. Oh, excuse me. A budget of $20 million. We're talking the largest media franchise in the world, a multi-billion-dollar juggernaut of the industry, and they only spent $20 million to make Scarlet and Violet. Like, no wonder that game was so awful. They could easily double, triple, quadruple that budget. It's a drop in the bucket. They could make such better Pokemon games, and they're out here spending single A studio level money. Like, Grand Theft Auto 6 cost over $1 billion to make, and Pokemon is out here barely giving out $20 million to make the next latest and greatest Pokemon game. Like, I am blown away by how stingy the Pokemon company is being with money to make a Pokemon game. Like, $20 million isn't even enough to buy, like, a yacht. Like, the game is cheaper than billionaire toys. So, Pokemon, put some money into the budget. Give them $100 million. Like, if Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was that bad with what they had, imagine if they had $100 million to put in and invest into the game. Like, it could have been so much better. They could get graphics that weren't straight out of the PS1 era. They could afford decent music. They could afford voice actors. They could afford to have multiple regions. Like, what are you doing, Pokemon Company? And maybe it's me. Maybe, I am not a Pokemon developer, so maybe I just don't understand the business, but I fail to see how they couldn't make even more money by investing just a little bit more. I'm not asking for them to put $1 billion into a Pokemon game. I don't want Pokemon Grand Theft Auto. I don't think Pokemon Grand Theft Auto would be a good game, but just a little bit more. The leaks they showed they're making a multi-region MMO. I heard about that leak. I heard about the multi-region MMO. I have skepticism towards it. Because as we were literally just talking about how cheap the Pokemon Company tends to be, like, if they're going to cheap out on that, I don't think it's going to do all that well, you know? Like...
Calling in reinforcements. Calling in a hell bomb. Calling in a hell bomb.
I don't know. I don't think I don't think a Pokemon MMO is necessarily the way to go.
I got the terminal. Hell bomb on. Clear the area.
Though I'll be happy. Like, Temtem was a good game. Like, they did pretty good with Temtem, so maybe it will be good. What's the best stratagem for Illuminate defense missions? I've been thinking about using the auto cannon turret, rocket launcher turret, anti-tank emplacement to sink them before they drop. It's very hard to sink the ships before they drop because of because they have a really awesome shield. The absolute best stratagem for taking out the Illuminate is the Wasp. The Wasp will absolutely wreck 90% of the Illuminate. So I highly recommend bringing the Wasp. So my usual, like, if I want to absolutely wreck some Illuminate, my Illuminate wrecker loadout is you grab a Wasp, you grab a Gatling Sentry, you grab the Machine Gun Sentry, and then the anti-tank emplacement. And those things all together will absolutely decimate the Illuminate. Just the success of Legends will show people want that. Yeah, I mean, Pokemon Legends ZA is going to do really well, no doubt. And one of the things that'll be super frustrating about Pokemon Legends ZA doing really well is going to be people have been spending the last 2 weeks crying to Nintendo, like, how dare they release DLC for a game that's not even out yet? Pokemon's trying to rip us off. And so all these people have been spending a lot of time saying, we're going to boycott Pokemon Legends ZA because of these things that we don't agree with. Great. I always support a boycott. If you think that the company is doing things that they should not be doing, I agree. Let's do a boycott. But you know that come launch day, it's going to be the best-selling Pokemon ever. Like, you know that all these people are talking this big talk about boycotting and how all these bad business practices, but they're going to have zero self-control and they're going to go out and buy it immediately. Also, speaking of bad stuff, Borderlands 4. Borderlands 4 is already 20% off, so its sales must be doing way worse than we thought if they're already putting the Borderlands games on sale. So that's a rough launch for Todd Howard, and honestly, I can't say that I'm too beat up about it considering how much Todd Howard was talking smack to everyone leading up to the launch and all that. You know, I kind of think he deserves it after all the things he was mouthing off about. Maybe that's his comeuppance. So, and here's the thing: I talked about it, that Borderlands 4 wasn't a bad game, but it also wasn't a great game. It had a lot of flaws. And they have yet to fix any of those real bad flaws, I don't think. So I think it's one of those cockiness killed the beast on this one. They've still got some time to, of course, turn it around, but I don't think they're going to. I think that Borderlands 4 is just going to kind of go to the wayside. That resupply pod rolled all the way down the hill in the worst possible position. All right, Jonathan. Thank you so much. I will have to reach out to you. Are you in the Discord, Jonathan? I'll have to get a good way to contact you. I would love to chat with you more. And I said by Christmas that Borderlands would be on sale, so they are ahead of the game, unfortunately. And I don't want it to fail. Like, I like Borderlands, and I would like more Borderlands to come out. I know Borderlands 4 just came out, but I wouldn't mind, like, a Borderlands 5. So it's not one of those things where, like, yes, fail, I want to fail. Like, no, I want to succeed because I like Borderlands, but the game... The game just has a lot of pain points on it right now, and they just don't seem to be willing to fix those pain points. Meanwhile, for Helldivers, I'm also disappointed with Helldivers because I have said for over a year now with Helldivers that they need to ditch this engine, they need to bite the bullet, and they need to make Helldivers 3. I don't want them to have to sell us another game, but they just don't have the team to work on Helldivers 2 anymore. The system is archaic, and there's not a lot of programmers in the world who know it. It's glitchy, it's a mess. Like, they just need to bite the bullet and say, we need to start working on Helldivers 3. And they've doubled down and said that they are not going to work on Helldivers 3, that they want Helldivers 2 to last for 10 years. Which, great, you know, I definitely want the game to last a long time too, but you can't handle the game that you already have, right? Like, the game is in shreds every time you put out a patch. It breaks a weapon or it breaks a different system. Like, it's time to admit that we need to remake the game in Unreal or something, and they've just gone ahead and said, nope, we are not going to do that. We are going to continue to support Helldivers 2 for 10 years. Which, great value for the people who bought the game at launch. You know, having a game that's supported for 10 years, amazing value. But at the same time, like, how long before the game truly starts to suffer from people like, I'm so tired of the glitches and that you can't fix these things? Like, it can't go on forever. There will come a point where people are unwilling to put up with it any longer. So they won't even make it to next gen consoles. I'm hearing a lot of rumors about the PlayStation 6. It looks like we're on the potential precipice for the next generation of consoles to be coming soon. And honestly, I'm not excited for it. Like, my cousin just messaged me yesterday because he doesn't have a PS5, so he's looking at getting a PS5. And he's like, why is this PS5 almost $800 and was the PS5 Pro without a disc drive? And it's like, if the PS5 Pro with no disc drive is almost $800 and we have more tariffs and stuff on the way, at this rate, the PlayStation 6 is going to have to be at least $1,000. And like, at that point, you're in decent PC territory, so why would you bother? The only reason you would bother with a console is because the PS5 exclusives are pretty good. Like, no cat, for real, Ghosts of Yotai, Ghost of Tsushima have been amazing exclusive. Days Gone is one of my favorites of all time. Like, the exclusives are great, but am I going to drop $1,000 to play an exclusive? I just don't know that I'm willing to drop $1,000 on an exclusive, you know? I have wasted my money on some dumb stuff, and I've spent my money on some dumb stuff. Like, I've definitely have some regrets, but $1,000 for PlayStation exclusives, I don't know about that. It's like the Knuckles memes. I don't know. Which that is one unpopular opinion time. Time for the unpopular opinion glasses. I don't get at all why people like Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, maybe it's because I didn't have a Sega back in the day, so I've got no nostalgia for it. But I do not enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, all the games seem really simple and boring, and like they just have one gimmick, which is gotta go fast, and then the game punishes you for going fast, because if you run too fast, you'll run right off the course or run into a spike or things like that, right? So like the game tells you to go fast, and then it punishes you for going fast. I just don't get why anyone like, and he's not even like a cool character. He was supposed to be like this edgy 90s character, but he's like stuck in the 90s. Like Chili Dog's Big Feet and You're Too Slow is stuck in the 90s. Like Sonic is 100% stuck in the 90s. Mods make PC gaming an endless stream of often better or more entertaining content than any exclusive, which is why I theorize there'll be steps to eliminate remote access. So here's the thing, though, like, we're starting to get mods on consoles, right? Like, Bethesda has been pretty good about allowing consoles on their, mods on their console versions, which is pretty cool, right? So mods might be coming to consoles in a big way eventually. And now that PlayStation allows for their exclusives to eventually come to PC, like, Ghost of Yotai is good. Don't get me wrong, I'm really enjoying Ghost of Yotai. But is it so good that I would need to buy a PlayStation for it? No. Like, if you wait for it to come out on PC, you're not missing out on anything, right? So I'm sorry, Dex. I didn't realize you were such a Sonic fan.
I need a team reload.
I also mad at Sonic because on YouTube, Sonic released like their new Sonic Racing Crossworlds, whatever, and I just get so many ads for it, like 3 to 6 ads of video. Buy Sonic Crossworlds, buy Sonic Crossworlds, buy Sonic Crossworlds, and I just couldn't care less. I have never... I'm not a huge fan of, like, the kart genre to begin with. Like, Mario Kart's about as far as I'll go, so I don't understand why you would want it, but in Sonic. That being said, Mario Frontier, or not Mario, Sonic Frontier, the open world game, wasn't bad. It was fun. Crossworlds is said to be better than Mario Kart. Here's the thing. That's not a feat. That's not hard to accomplish. The only thing Mario Kart has going for it is that literally every other kart racer that exists is like D tier. Like, Mario Kart's not a good game. It's just the only decent game in its genre. And even that genre isn't great. Although there was a kart racer back on PlayStation 1, PSX. There was an attempt at making a kart racer without karts. It was a game called Running Wild. Chaotically Fun Guy, good morning. And you played as different animals stampeding across the different courses, and that one was pretty fun. I did like Running Wild on PlayStation 1. Got a half day of school today. That is most excellent. Congratulations. We have a short week this week as well. Today is my last day of work. I have Thursday and Friday off for Pokemon. So, if you drop by tomorrow, we're going to have a special Thursday stream to be playing Pokemon. Which I am very excited for.
Allied destroyer has left squadron.
Sonic is definitely inconsistent in their game output, but they are mostly fun games. Frontiers is super fun. Overall, the best gaming music in the business. That is honestly a video that I have wanted to make for a long time, is trying to determine like what is truly the best gaming music that exists. And it's so hard to narrow down. Let's see. Let's grab the turret. Let's grab autocannon. Let's grab the epoch cannon. And let's grab, for funsies, a laser. Because there is so much... is Helldivers free? No, Helldivers is still... I think it's on sale, but it's... I think it's still around $30. There's so many good video game music. You've got all of Final Fantasy. You've got Stardew Valley. You've got The Legend of Zelda. You've got... Some Pokemon games do have some good music, I hate to admit. There are so many good video game albums out there. How could you possibly narrow it down to the best soundtrack of all time? And I want to try and narrow down the best soundtrack of all time. But I feel like that's a near impossible task. Personally, I think Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite video game soundtrack of all time personally, but I think Stardew Valley deserves the recognition for its amazing music. Oh, things are already hitting the fan. Laser, go. Remember when Sonic got all edgy and became a werewolf? I never saw Werewolf Sonic, but I did see the really cringy Sonic. Was it Sonic 08 where he fell in love with a human girl and you had like a photorealistic fantasy princess girl next to Sonic who looked all cartoony and blue, and that was absolutely ridiculous. All right, let's run. Come on, blow it up. Oh, nope, didn't happen fast enough. Among retro gaming music, Mario main songs are iconic. Aquatic ambience is undeniable, but as a whole, Sonic has... Well, what about, like, there's a... Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country has some really amazing music, too. I don't know if I could agree that Sonic has the absolute best. Like, the only Sonic song I can even think of is Green Hills Zone. I know that's like the most popular and iconic one. I actually forgot Pokemon comes out tomorrow, not Friday. I think I'll wait. Why would you wait until Friday to play? Are you stuck back in the house? Are you back on Blueprints and you can't pull yourself away from Blueprints? Ben's here. Good morning, Ben. The most iconic Donkey Kong song is Aquatic Ambience. I'm going to disagree with you. Aquatic Ambience is pretty good, but the jungle beat is pretty good with that bass guitar. The dum 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 dum. That. Maybe I'm biased because I'm a bass guitar player. You know, I love a good bass guitar. So hearing that, it's such an earworm for me. It sounds so good. Did you listen to Scarborough Fair? I have not. Let me put that down so I don't forget. Oh, we're in trouble. Okay, Google. Scarborough Fair. Okay, Google. Remind me to play Scarborough Fair in 1 hour. Great for a D&D campaign. Speaking of... speaking of D&D campaigns, so Jonathan had said that he's interested in a D&D campaign where you guys are interactive with it. So I asked a couple people online, and more people are interested, so I think we're going to give it a try. Here's the pitch, is a Dungeons & Dragons game on Saturday mornings where the party has been kidnapped by, like, Mind Flayer or aliens, and they're on a intergalactic game show, and you, the audience, is going to be able to influence the game. Yeah, the post about being that's exactly what it's. So you guys, if you want to see them fight a dragon, you can summon dragons. If you want the game to move in a different direction, they are at the whims of entertaining you, the audience. So now I am going to start the hunt for some players and see if we can make that a real thing, because it does sound like a lot of fun. So we're going to see if we can make that a reality. How do you sign up to be a player? What I'm going to do is once I actually know all the specifics of what I want to do, so like levels, campaign, characters, all that sort of thing, I'll usually put up a post on Reddit, and I will also then throw it up in the Discord and up on YouTube. And once I begin looking for players, I will take some applications that way. So stay tuned for how to be a player. Someone commented on it, and I really loved it. They said I could use the idea. They said that they were playing a warlock, and their patron was was chat, and they had to do whatever chat told them to do. So I think that'd be really cool to have, like, the paladins or warlocks or different characters have, like, their deities or patrons or things like that somehow be related to the idea as well. I think it'll be some chaotic fun. The question I really just need to figure out is, do I want to do, like, alien game show? Do I just want it to be like regular D&D set in Faerun, but they're entertaining a crowd? I don't know yet. So I gotta drabble up some stories and figure out what story will be the best for it. Francis, welcome back. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. How many players are you thinking? I have run Dungeons & Dragons for 20 years. I have played every kind of D&D imaginable, and I know scientifically the correct answer is 4. The perfect party size is 4 or maybe 5. 5 would be the maximum, though. Anything more than 5 and the game gets really, really bogged down. Anything less than that, and sometimes players get stuck with decision paralysis. So 4 or 5 is the absolute perfect number for a D&D game. Yeah. That is, and like, I do not know how people manage games with like 8 people. Like that is too much. Can you play God of War? Maybe. Right now we have next up on the queue is we got Pokemon Legends ZA, and I'm hoping that Pokemon Legends ZA is going to keep my interest for a few months. So we're gonna be playing Pokemon Legends ZA. Once we beat Pokemon Legends ZA, we're going to attempt to Nuzlocke Pokemon Legends ZA. So we gotta get through Pokemon first. We have the true hype for Pokemon Legends ZA. After that, I'm trying to think. There might be a few other things coming out this year. I'm trying to remember now what's coming out this year that people are hyped for. I can't remember any other games that are coming out for the rest of the year, but I'm certain there's some other big name games. Oh, Arc Raiders comes out. Arc Raiders is going into open beta this weekend as well, and I'm really, really hyped for getting to try out Arc Raiders. I think that's going to be a really, really fun game, so I really want to try that one as well. I saw a YouTube video of a 100-player D&D campaign with like 20 DMs. That's cool once. Like for a mass thing, it's probably really cool, but consistently, no way. What advice do you give people who report dealing with the same sin over and over despite guilt and desire to change course? The number one thing I recommend for beating a consistent habit of sin is fasting. Now, always put a disclaimer here because I can't afford a lawsuit. I am not a doctor. Talk to your doctor first. Please don't do any bodily harm with fasting. But if you are physically able to fast, that is, in my opinion, the absolute best way to overcome a sin is to spend time fasting, because when you fast, you are telling your body no to something that you need, which is food. And as you get better at saying no to things that you need, you will also get stronger at saying no to things that you don't need, which is the sin. So the number one thing I always recommend is spend some time fasting on it, and I think that will help you improve. If you can't fast or you want other options, if it's available to you, a 24-hour adoration, I think, is also a very helpful thing for people to get to participate in. Spending some time in adoration can be a very strong way to build up your faith and just sit in quietness and prayer and strengthen yourself up. But the fasting is definitely one of the most important things you can do to overcome sin. I know that a lot of priests recommend the rosary. That when you feel like you need to sin, when you can't overcome it, sitting down and doing a rosary to keep your mind off of it is also good. But here's, in general, this is, whenever I give advice like this is from a male perspective, because that is the only perspective I can speak from. So will it work for women? I don't know. But from a male perspective, working out, get your body busy. Go for a 30-minute walk. Do 25-minute calisthenics. Do something with your body that occupies your mind, your heart, and your spirit. And that will also help to overcome the urge to do the sins. There are far too many men, I feel like, who in today's society are bored, that they're just sitting around wasting time on video games or things like that, and that's what leads, like, to me, that's one of my big problems is overeating, and one of those overeating issues was because I would be bored, and like, well, I'm bored, I'll go eat. No, if you can fill your time with meaningful exercise, meaningful prayer, meaningful hobbies, it can definitely help you to overcome those sins to urge. However, nothing out there will fully 100% remove that temptation. A part of life is going to be learning to live with that temptation. And just like we learn to be bored, it is also an admirable and necessary skill to learn to live with temptation. Learn to say that I want to do this. My body is telling me I need to do this. I'm simply not going to do this. Those are all the best things I can give for advice for how to overcome a consistent sin. Oh, that guy already got it. That guy beat me to it. He beat me to the punch. All right, let's knock that guy out of the air. Let's knock that guy down a peg. Oh, we missed. Oh, we missed. We can't afford to keep missing.
Tagging map, east, 300 meters. Tagging location. Cancel that, box, southeast.
We're in trouble. I love wasting time playing games for real. I mean, it's one of those things that this is something that, like, when we have talks about scrupulosity and sin and all those sort of things, like, God created us for leisure. At some point in our life, God wants us to sit down and enjoy the life he has given us and the world he has created. I have no doubt for that. So is there a hard line where playing video games for 4 hours is too much, playing video games for 6 hours is too much? Like, no, there's going to be different limits for different people. So I never want people to feel like they can't go out and enjoy life and have some leisure and relaxation time like with video games. That is a good and beautiful thing. But there's also, there is more to life than video games. And there are definitely some people who I think really need that advice. Like, World of Warcraft Legion Remix came out a week ago. And there were some people talking about that in 1 week, in 7 days, they racked up over 120 hours playing the game. We're talking 18 hours a day for 7 days straight. That is a disorder. That is too much. There's no possible way you are properly taking care of your body and your duties as a man and servant of God and playing a video game for 17 hours a day. There's simply no way that you are properly balancing that. That is a disorder and that needs help. And I know there's the whole, go touch grass thing. I really don't really like telling people to go touch grass, but that I truly believe that one is firmly necessary in that exact scenario. If you're playing for 17, 18 hours a day, you need to go outside, you need to touch some grass, you have an addiction, you have a problem. That's doing nothing else, but that's basically, that means that you're sleeping 6 hours a day, you're eating for 1 hour total, and then the rest of the time is playing World of Warcraft. And like, I play World of Warcraft, I like World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is not good enough to be spending 17 hours a day on. Like, there's no way any healthy adult should be playing World of Warcraft for 17 hours a day. It is not that good of a game. That screams depression or mental illness or something of that nature. So I always have struggled with the conversation because I never want to tell someone that playing for 4 hours is too much. Because sometimes I play video games for probably too long. Granted, part of it is my job to create content for all of you, so I consider it working. But I definitely understand that there's nuance to the conversation. But we also at some point have to admit that there is such a thing as playing too much video games for too much or too long. And there's just not a hard number on what that number is. 1 hour you eat while you game. No, we have evolved past that, Dex. Now we watch YouTube videos while we eat, or Netflix. There's like a whole phenomena that's interesting to talk about people who like they physically can't eat unless they have a YouTube video or something in front of them. It's really fascinating to see and talk about that. Like, I understand, like, I'm the same way. Like, I want to, if I'm going to sit down and eat something, like, I want to be able to enjoy my meal, and that means finding something good on TV to watch and enjoy through it. But, like, at the same time, if I couldn't find something to watch, I can eat in silence. But there's a lot of people, apparently, who have been programmed to not be able to eat without entertainment in front of them. And apparently, This is all allegedly. Allegedly, that is being taught from a young age when it comes to, like, iPad kids, where, like, it starts young, that every time they go to a restaurant, they're put in front of an iPad. Every time they go to eat, they're put in front of an iPad so that the kid doesn't talk, so that people can enjoy their meal. And apparently that is raising a generation of kids who are physically unable to eat unless they have, like, a streamer or video in front of them. And that's fascinating to me. No, don't blow up the hell bomb. Like, they blew it up. Being physically unable to eat food unless you've got a video in front of you. If it's truly like you're physically unable to actually... what? The game broke. I don't know what happened there. I got launched into space, apparently. if you're actually like physically unable to eat food unless you're watching a video, I think that's categorized, that's technically an eating disorder, right? Like that would be, if you're unable to eat food without a YouTube video in front of you, I think that would be classified as an eating disorder. I'm more of a game collector nowadays than gamer. Basically buying stuff so I can pass it down like some sort of inheritance. I definitely feel that that you buy more games than you have time to play. Let me turn you on to something though. There is an option for you. And I only talk about this because I believe in it. Gamefly. Get yourself a Gamefly subscription. Being able to rent games for $20 a month and play them for however long you want and then return them and then get the next game cuts down on backlog, cuts down on clutter. It saves you a bunch of money. It is 100% worth it. If you can afford 20 bucks a month, you can get Gamefly, and that is such a good experience for being able to rent games and not have 1,000 games just sitting there doing nothing. My kids are required to leave screens in the car if we go to a restaurant, encouraged to engage and talk at the table for just that reason. That is great to hear. I know as a whole, as a society, the social skills are struggling in our society. So anything to combat that is a good thing in my book. We went to 3 separate objectives, and we've been having to share the hell bomb. Apparently, you can only call down 1 hell bomb at each objective at a time. So we've been struggling to get our turn. Mom says it's my turn with the hell bomb. We finally got the hell bomb, so we can finally finish the mission.
I got the terminal.
All right, mission done. Let's get out of here.
Clear the area.
I can't see where I'm going, but I know that I don't want to be here. Medieval games. I did see a meme of someone saying that watching entertainment while you eat is medieval behavior because, you know, like the joust while the king eats. Like, I did see a meme about that I really enjoyed. Alright, let's take care of this fortress and then let's get out of here. I'm just lightly on fire right now. I could use a resupply. I could also use being able to see. If we could see this fortress, we might be able to take it down. So we're going to perch up here and hope that this is a good position for this. And kind of fire blindly into the fortress. The sandstorm will stop eventually. What are you good at? What are we talking about? Go away, sandstorm.
Requesting air support.
Oh, there's a hell bomb right in front of me, so that's not good. I hear bots. Guy was trying to sneak up on us. Oh, well, that... Oh, there they are. Okay, so there was a tower right there. That is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. Whose voice is that? Is there someone? I mean, my wife lives with me, but she's not talking. Are we hearing ghosts in the stream, or was it the Helldiver talking? That's one of those. That's like the start to a horror movie, right? Like, oh, who's that voice on stream? There's no one else's voice on stream. That's like the start to a B-rated horror movie.
Rare sample acquired.
Tagging location east,
Hopefully it was just the Helldivers' voices.
Requesting air support.
That was an unfortunate shot. Lucky shot. That was the Helldiver. My Helldiver is set to random voices, so because canonically every Helldiver is supposed to be a different person, I have it set that it randomly generates a new body and a new voice every time I land. So that's probably why you heard a woman's voice, because that's the Helldiver. So we can immerse ourselves in the lore. How did I land all the way over here? Why did someone call me in halfway across the map?
Requesting advanced weaponry. Requesting jackpot.
What are they doing? What are they thinking? Or ghosts. You know, as I've talked about, Emmy and I used to be, we used to be ghost hunters. And our house was pretty haunted for a while we were actively into ghost hunting. And most of that haunting has settled down now that we're not actively into it. And it makes me wonder how much of it is wanting to believe in it, right? Like how much of the haunting are you willing into existence because you really want things to be haunted? Because we know like Ghost Hunters is all fake, right? The Zach Baggins, like, oh, I'm so startled, right? And everything's haunted, but like we had plenty of experiences too. But I'm really curious how many of those experiences were because we really wanted to experience things and not because it actually existed, you know? I enjoy zombie flicks a lot. Sometimes I wonder if it poses an issue given how prevalent resurrection is in the Bible, like when Risen walked the city streets after Jesus cries out on the cross. There are a lot of Catholic priests who will tell you that watching horror movies opens you up to demonic possession and that they're evil and problematic. And I find no basis to be scared of watching horror movies. I truly believe those priests who believe that are mistaken and wrong. That there's no issue with enjoying a horror movie. As long as you understand that it is a fiction, there should be no issue with it. I'm scared of the rapture. You do not need to be scared of the rapture. The rapture is not biblical. The rapture is made up. The rapture was made up by Protestants, so you do not need to fear the rapture because the rapture, as we know it, is a made up thing. Just one of the many things the Protestants have given to us. I really don't like these new war mechs. I know some people love them, but man, these new war mechs are really frustrating sometimes. The only thing, like, my goal is always to be absolutely truthful and honest. So, you know, I tell you because it's the truth. The only thing when it comes to the end times, the end of the world, the rapture, whatever you want to call it, when there actually is a second coming, when God brings about an end to the world and decides that it is time for that all to come to a close, the only thing we need to know is Jesus' teaching on the be prepared, for no one knows the time or the hour. So all we can do is live a good and fruitful life and try and stick to the commandments and living a holy and good life, because outside of that we don't know when it'll happen, we don't know why it'll happen, we don't know any of the specifics, so all we can do is be prepared in that way. That being said, the Pope Leo, he put out a writing a few days ago on the poor, And Pope Leo was out here giving a smackdown to all these Christians. It was specifically on the poor, and he specifically called out, like, basically saying you cannot be a good Christian and at the same time ignore the poor, or say that the poor deserve this, or say that the poor are poor because they're lazy, or because they're stupid, or because they want to be poor, or because they're not working hard. He fully called out all these Christians out here, like, oh well, the only reason why people are homeless is because they're lazy. That is, the Pope himself has said you cannot be a good Christian and think that. That is the wrong way to think. So he's out here calling out all the gross Christians who sit on their high and mighty wealth and look down upon everyone else. So good on Pope Leo. The part that gets me is tribulation, how we're told not to go out of our own way to prepare and simply trust the Lord. Trust in the Lord isn't the hard part. It's the hungry look in the neighbor's eye. Why do Muslims exist? I think you can put that as a general why do other religions exist? If Catholicism is true, how can there be any other religions that exist out there? And it's simply there's no simple answer. I'll try and put it in simple terms, but there's no simple answer to it because you've got a lot of different factors. One is you will always have people who want to control other people, and it is a factual truth that one of the best ways to control people is through religion. You can control them through food, you can control them through fear. Religion works as a great way to control other people. So other religions exist to control people and to amass wealth and power. That's how you get Mormonism. That's how you get a lot of different religions, was as a way to alter things, as a way to control and have power in a way that you want it. The Bible warns us that we will have false prophets, so it only makes sense if there are false prophets. There will be people who come and claim to have written or been divinely inspired to create things like that, and that's how you get a lot of other religions as well, where someone else comes along and says, hey, I created this because I'm truly the prophet, and gets people to follow them. And honestly, a big part of it was also that Christianity is hard. People don't like hard work. People will always take the path of least resistance, and that is a fundamental truth of the universe as well. Like when you're dealing with electricity, for example, electricity will always take the path of least resistance, and most people will always take the path of least resistance. So when you look at what real, true, honest to God Christianity asks of you, we're talking the biblical Jesus coming forward and saying, sell all your possessions and follow me. The straight and narrow, very few will make it. When we're talking about the actual self-sacrificing, deny yourself Christianity is very, very difficult. And so when you're offered a form of Christianity or any other religion that says, hey, you can have all of that without having to give up anything, well, shoot, doesn't that sound like a better deal? I love the topic of how to help handle homelessness. It's a great topic. I always try to offer the most sound advice I can without giving, blaming, attacking someone. I also try to give to the need, not necessarily money. So a long time ago, I adopted a personal belief. I'm not saying this is correct. I'm not saying this is how all Christians should be. I'm saying this is what works for me. And that is, if somebody asks me for money, I give it to them. I don't go into the whole like, oh, they're just going to use it to buy drugs, or they're just lazy, or they're trying to scam me. I don't care. If someone is asking for help, I give them help. Period. If they want to scam me, that's between them and God. If they want to take advantage of me, that's between them and God. If they want to spend that money on alcohol rather than a sandwich, that's between them and God. I truly believe, as a Christian, it is my duty to help. So when someone asks for money, I give it to them. And I'll let God sort everything else out. I believe that is the simplest and easiest way to live my life. God says to help people. Someone's asking for help. I give it to them. Every single example we have in the Bible, when someone goes to Jesus or the apostles for help, Jesus doesn't start by saying, well, are you going to spend this on drugs? Jesus doesn't say, well, do you have a job? Jesus doesn't say, well, if you go into town, there's a temple and they will wash you for you. Every single time, Jesus helps them. Period. So that is just the simplest way, I think, in my life to handle that is if someone asks for help, I give it to them. Now, is it always a lot? No, sometimes I don't have... Literally, yesterday, 2 days ago, when we were walking in a Barnes & Noble parking lot, somebody walked out with a gas can and said, hey, do you have any cash? I need gas. Is that a common scam? Absolutely. Does he need gas? I don't know. But I didn't have any cash on me. He happened to take Venmo or Cash App, so I ended up Cash App. And thank God for technology, right? What a time we can live in where someone begging for money can give me a Cash App and I can send them Cash App rather than cash. But he said he needed help. I gave it to him. Did he actually need help? I don't know. I don't care.
Liberty smiles upon your triumph.
But as for like the big topic of homelessness, how can we solve homelessness? I don't think we as individuals can solve it. It is a societal problem, and our society has decided that they don't want to solve the problem. And that's as simple as it is. People can't agree on the way to solve the problem. They don't want to solve the problem. And we've reached a point where people say that this problem is too hard to solve, so rather than attempting to solve it, we're just not going to do it. And society has decided that it's okay with that. So we do what we can. In my community, my local church has a food pantry, and they say that 66 families a week visit the food pantry. That my state and my county have the highest rate of food insecurity in the United States. So I fill up the fridge when I can. The powers I want to get is to stop time and unlimited stamina. That is always such a hard... That is a hard conversation on if you could have like one superpower, what would you pick? Because one part of me, like, I know flight is such a basic and simple answer, but can you imagine how freeing and good it must feel to be able to fly? Like, I can't imagine how wonderful that must feel. But then you talk about like teleportation, like I talk about traveling, like imagine how much more traveling I could do if I was able to just instantly teleport to the Vatican tonight and see the Vatican for 2 hours, teleport home. Like, that would free up so much time and money to actually do things in my life that I want to do. So that's always a power that sounds good. If I had to pick one and only one, it'd be telekinesis. It's called telekinesis, Kyle. Can you little yak from 50 yards away with mind bullets? I have the power to move you. Kratos strength. I don't know if I'd want Kratos strength. Super strength seems more like a curse than a blessing. You accidentally open a door too hard, you've shattered the building. You accidentally open the car door too hard and you rip the car door off. Super strength seems more like a curse than a blessing. Shape-shifting sounds fun though. Like shape-shifting, you could become a bird and you could get flight that way, but then also like squeeze into tight areas and do fun things. Like, I'll tell you one thing on my list that I know I will never do, but I've always had it on my list. I've always wanted to create a superhero comic book. I've always thought that having a Catholic superhero comic book would be a lot of fun to write and create. I understand there are some Catholic superheroes already, like Daredevil and Nightcrawler, but I always thought that it would be fun to create a superhero story in that way. But I am not. Well, that didn't last very long. Great, thanks, Helldivers, for destroying my suit. I don't have the ability. I just don't have the ability to write. I don't have the ability to draw. I'll never actually do it. But I always thought having a Catholic superhero named Trinity would be a lot of fun to create. Shadow Clone Jutsu, for me, the fact that any information it picks up before dispelling transfers back to that is definitely a useful ability. Imagine if you had Shadow Clone Jutsu, you would have send one like to every college class. You could get a master's degree in everything in one day. That would be excellent. Why do blank messages get removed? It might be Automod might be eating them up as spam. It's possible that it to prevent someone from just coming in and hitting like space enter doing like spam. It might be doing that. My phone is crazy. I bought one of those gas station phone chargers once. And it made my phone freak out, and it bought books off of eBay. I don't know how or why, but that gas station phone charger, when I plug it in, it would just start randomly opening things. And it once ordered like $30 off of eBay worth of books. A streamer's already playing ZA. I know ZA has an early play with like time zone, so maybe they're in a time zone, but more than likely they probably just got a hack of it. It's already hacked online because there's a preload, so someone probably just hacked it, which is frustrating. Would you say the N-word for $100 trillion? That is a tough question. I like when it comes to the hypotheticals, it's easy for me to say no for my morals. I wouldn't do that because money can't buy me off. But it's also a lot easier to say that when the money's not in front of me, right? When you actually put the money in front of you, those things become a lot harder to actually say no to. What is ZA? Pokemon Legends ZA. It's the new Pokemon game that's coming out tonight. It is a open world, real-time combat Pokemon game that a lot of people are hyped for. So that is why you're going to hear ZA a whole lot, is because we're all really hyped for a new Pokemon game to come out.
Another triumph for managed democracy. May liberty guide.
You know, it's like when people say, "Oh, would you curse God for a lot of money?" It's really easy for me to say, "Well, of course not. Of course not. I love God." But Judas sold out Jesus for 30 silver pieces, so like, money is a temptation, and I think that far too many people will sit on their high horse and say, "No, I would never do anything wrong for money because I'm such a moral and high person." And it's really easy to say that until the money is in front of you. Flock, good morning. Run! The ship is leaving without us. The ship has left. It was picked up by the thing and thrown into the air. It's glitched. Spending $100 for a skin. Those loot boxes. Loot boxes are so out of control. Loot boxes are so out of control that Anchor is doing a power bank loot box where you can get like a phone charger, you can get a phone battery, or you can get a $3,500 electric solar power generator to power your home. Like, loot boxes are so out of control that you can get a phone bank loot box. Out of control. The gambling addiction in this country is a serious thing. I think that we're going to have to take a look at some point in the future. I think we're going to have to admit that we have a real gambling problem in America. All right. Well, it is time for me to get up and go make some breakfast and do some dishes. But there is a special stream tomorrow. We will be streaming tomorrow morning for quite a long time. I'm going to say probably like a 4-hour stream where we are going to play the new Pokemon games. So usually I don't stream on Thursdays, so be prepared for a special Waffles stream tomorrow. And then, of course, Friday we'll be playing Pokemon as well. So you get extra streams this week. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. As always, let's end with our prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day, and thank you for all that you do for us. Today we continue to pray for all the hungry, all the people who don't have enough food, water, whatever that insecurity may be. Lord, help them. As we approach All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, we pray for the souls in purgatory, the souls who have been forgotten, the souls who need prayers. Lord, help them. We pray for all those who are struggling with mental addiction, whether it be mental health problems, whether that be a physical addiction to drugs or alcohol, whatever it may be. Lord, help them. We pray for all the victims of violence, those who are suffering through war, political violence, whatever it may be. Lord, help them. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. As I said, special stream tomorrow, so watch out for Waffles in the morning tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you all when we're playing Pokemon. Have a wonderful, blessed day, and we will see you all soon.